Good day, everybody. Welcome to Pearls of Wisdom. Today with Navasit and Suchada and Katharina, and we have a topic about partnership. And the really interesting thing is that I just was listening to Lee a couple days ago, and he was also talking about the September energy. The pulse of the September energy is one of the topic is partnership. So you're really completely in the pulse of the time that this question is coming up. So let's see what question we can answer from this side here.
Okay, I understand that in the term of the soul journey, every soul is here to helping each other in ascension or shifting the consciousness or to connect with their inner self through the relationship. That's like the ultimate duty of each soul.
Yeah.
But in Buddhism, we have the word Jao-Gum-Nai-Wane, which means those who have karma attached at each other and bring them to meet again in this life,
Yes.
both in the positive energy and the negative energy.
Yes.
So my question is that this Jao-Gum-Nai-Wane, that in Buddhism we believe that we have to, in relationship with them, most will cause us like anger, frustration, unease, sadness, fear, worry, all the bad and
yeah.
emotion. Then how can this kind of relationship with this Jao-Gum-Nai-Wane helping us to, like ascend?
Yeah. I think I would like to go back a little bit about relationship and the way that we have relationships today. When you go back in time, you can see that generally there was always groups, and something which is still more in the Eastern world, that a lot of groups are still living together, families like grandparents, parents, children, and so on. And in ancient times, it was even whole clans. And even if couples have children together, they generally would not even live together. The men, they go off to their business and the women go off to their business. So this is like to come to a more individual partnership is about evolution. So when you have a very big group living together and the responsibilities are shared all together, there is not the same way of evolution if when we have like really coming a partnership together on one-on-one. So this partnership gives us actually an opportunity that we mirror each other. That we are each other's mirror in many ways. And the process of falling in love is actually you fall in love with something that you don't have, but that you want. This is the attraction. So when you have a partner and you fall in love, and it has not just to be with the partner that you live together, you can also kind of fall in love with other things. Even animals, because they give you something that you don't have. So generally, yes, let's go back to this karmic topic. To a certain degree, this is right, because this is the fastest way to learn. Not the easiest, but definitely the fastest. And how can you reach enlightenment is, see, then once you understand the law of a partnership, and whatever makes you angry or frustrated or whatever is a topic that you have not yet balanced or completed within yourself, then the partner can help you to get there. So again, when we look at what is holding us back from enlightenment, And this is exactly the attributes you mentioned before. This is all these negative things that we are emotional engaged. And with this engagement, we create ourselves again negative energy, negative energy that is also called lush. And this is the food for entities who live on negative energy, like the certain elite, no, we talked about. And this is what they feed on. And this is another reason again why the planet Earth is still was controlled by negative entities. They kept people in these negative states of emotion. So we create the food they need to be on top. So the evolution step forward with the partnership that we have is that we can work better and faster on our relationship to come to a balance within each other. So if a person knows that whatever is irritating me or making me angry or whatever in my partnership, that this is actually my topic. So when you say, oh, he's always angry, then you can just turn it around and say, me, I am always angry. Or she is jealous. That means I am jealous. That's what you see in the mirror. And this is why often, not always, we choose partners that challenge us to grow. But on the other hand, we also have partners in life, and our partner that we get married to, for example, when you fall in love, also bring positive attributes. Otherwise, you would not fall in love with that person. But again, the moment you fall in love, you see only that what you really need, what you want, and the positive side. And then you live together for a while, a year, whatever, 10 years. And then suddenly the relationship becomes habit and become more boring because these attributes that the partner are bringing become in your daily life, become mundane, we can say. This is the moment when the nagging starts. Then you start to see more or less the negative in the partnership. And I would say actually that we are not really meant to be together a whole lifetime. We come together as partners to go for a certain mile, a few years or decades or whatever, to help each other evolve and move forward. But then it is easier and better to move on than to make two people unhappy, or in fact even four people unhappy, because when two people stay together, they're unhappy. And there is for each of them another partner somewhere waiting out there for another lesson. You make four people unhappy because you don't let go, because of habit or financial reasons or whatever, of your partnership. And in that moment, you cannot find another partner, not move forward. So you see, there's many layers to this topic.
So when talking about only two person,
Yeah,
would be like action and reaction. So maybe I already know the topic that I need to work with my partner,
yeah,
and I'm working on it. But could there be some residue energy from the past life of those intense
of course.
energy, like trigger us to still feel frustrated?
Yes. Absolutely. But here we come to the other thing, what is called forgiveness. And not forgive the other one, forgive yourself, which is actually more difficult to forgive yourself, because We are never, ever as tough with somebody else as we are tough with ourselves. So, for example, there is something that is nagging you on your partner. It's very often just a small thing that make you angry. For example, that she or he is always 5 minutes late. Again, you know, oh, it's again 5 minutes late, and to push you're up there. So to tell yourself whatever it is, so okay, he's gonna be 5 minutes late anyway, so why don't I do something else in between? Or for example, other things like I remember somebody who was with food was making chewing noise, you know, and I couldn't stand it. I could absolutely not stand it to eat beside that person who ate so impolite, because it is really my education, everything that you close your mouth when you eat. And I tried to tell that person, and that person just laughed at me and said, don't be ridiculous. It doesn't matter how I eat. So I decided not to sit opposite to that person anymore and eat with it, because I want to stick also part with what I believe in, you know? So you have to make a decision in one or another way. Either you get angry all the time and then you say, okay, I cannot stand that, and then you go away, or you say, okay, look, with the 5 minutes, I can deal with that. So, or maybe I change my watch 5 minutes, and then he or she is on time. There are little things that usually make us struggle, not big things, but little habits.
But if we cannot like settle in ourselves, those trick like okay, adjusting the clock, or avoiding eating at the same table, isn't that avoiding?
You have a free choice. Who do you want to have in your life? When this is something that you are not ready yet to completely go along with, because I have the feeling this is impolite. Say, for example, it goes against my understanding of beauty, of ethics. Why should I be confronted with that all the time if I don't need to do that? I mean, for me, I would not even marry a guy who was chewing like that, because I would have known from the beginning I can stand it. But generally, I just, that's a simple that come in my head, because it was an acquaintance, not somebody close. And if I had to eat on the same table as that same person, then I was always looking that I'm sitting a little bit on a different place, you know? Or just, for example, if we had to meet for a meeting, I invite her for coffee or something, and I didn't give any food, just the coffee. You know, there are little things around, but it's just to tell you how you react, you know?
And this chewing topic is actually our topic for so long,
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, because
Okay.
I always make noise when I chewing.
Okay.
And
And
I
it
can't
can
stand
really
it.
be disturbing. But on the other hand, I mean, yeah, I don't know. It depends how much yeah, whatever you want to do with it, you know?
Yeah, but not nowadays I develop myself.
Yeah. First of
We
all,
talk a
you
lot.
know,
I mean, I communicate with him.
yeah. This reminds me a little bit on a topic that my husband said once. I love potatoes, and why don't you make more potatoes? So I make potatoes like crazy every day, every day. And one day after months, he said, "Why the hell you make potatoes every day?" I said, "You said you want potatoes, so I make you potatoes." So talk about it. I think if there is love between two people, and or even just really sympathy. You can do that, you change a habit. So we started to talk about what we're gonna cook. So we talk a little bit about in the beginning of the week, what kind of menus you're gonna cook this week. So it was okay, it was fine, because then we had one day pasta and one day corn and one day whatever, you know, and maybe still 3 times a week potatoes. I think everything is about communication.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Because very often the other partner doesn't even know what you have, what you don't like, if you don't talk about it.
Yeah.
So if
some,
you go ahead.
No, I'm just gonna say that sometimes this frustration is like consumed.
Yes.
The energy is so much is consumed the way we talk also, and that another level to trigger the argument.
Yes, absolutely.
But how can this be like helping? You know,
You can become more tolerant, for example, and you can become also more like, for example, to show the love to another person, to change your habits, it's always both involved, you know, and this is not just one has to change and the other does not. So it depends what it is. Maybe the man has to do change this and this and this, and the woman have to change a couple other things, you know. And if you really have a working partnership, then you talk about all these shortcomings. But you know, especially here also, you know, Grandchild again, no, I cannot say something, and he or she might be angry at me or disappointed at me. We have to see that this partnership that we have in this lifetime is a school. This is actually a real school, not when we go to school and sit in a bench, you know. This is real school when we develop skills together, when we are working together to refine our character. And if you don't say anything and just go along, you're not learning anything and you're not evolving. You're not coming closer to any enlightenment if you just back up. Me talking about a relationship between two people now, close relationship, right?
Yes. So is that possible that in this relationship, if one person is like communicate all the time, you know, make requests and blah blah blah, and this person can assent, why the other one who's not communicate, who just respond and kept all the frustration inside?
No.
So this person would not learn something.
No, it's not so. That is still a mirror for each other. When you are always blaming the person about this and about that, and the other person is always kind of eating up the frustration inside, and then your partnership doesn't work out. Your partnership works out once you are in balance and in harmony together. You know, I just saw, I was looking actually for the title for the picture for this video. And I was looking at Googling walking hand in hand. And I saw a picture of an older couple walking, and you can really see they love each other. And I am 100% sure they went through all kind of difficulties during their life. This is not a result, this harmony they radiate now when they are in an old age, that comes from one person still frustrating and the other person just talking. You need to, for example, if the other person does not talk, you need to question that. Or if the other person is still just having all the frustration, you have to challenge that person to talk or to whatever, that a balance can happen. Because if you are together as a couple, then you stay together as a couple. You have to work on it. Otherwise, it's better to separate. If you cannot come over a certain degree of harmony that you can balance, like that you can make that bridge and balance your relationship, then it does not make sense to stay together. And you have to say, okay, look, I'm sorry, but I failed here. And there are certain topics we cannot work together. And that does not mean that you have to make an angry divorce. You can say, okay, look, we have done this and this and this together. We achieve all this, but now I'm stuck. And then you can separate in a decent way without hating each other.
Can you define more when you said be balanced in the relationship? Does that mean that like we can openly talk
Yes.
about our frustration without emotional throwing at each other?
Yeah. And at the point when you're really balanced, nothing disturbs you anymore from your partner. You can accept him or her the way he or she is. That is the balance. And when we are younger, it's more difficult because you still have more temper and you have more tantrums, and then you go to work and you're frustrated here and there, and things are coming in your life that you maybe throw on your partner that has nothing to do with your partner. But the thing is, once you grow older, I see that you have less desires. Like, for example, you don't want to go out in a disco dancing anymore, or you don't want to do this or that anymore. So you become more aligned to a more simple life, we can say, which is in generally more harmonious. And then you can accept, yeah, well, look, I don't like maybe this much about her or him, but that's who he is, and I still love him. I still love her. So I accepted that she can be the way she is and not the way I want him to be. So partnership is something very precious that can help us really move forward if we take it serious. And also one very important aspect of partnership is to start to surprise each other with whatever, a gift or, little things, because this refreshes the energy. Because the tendency that we drown in daily routine, and there is nothing tension and nothing, positive tension or exciting anymore, is very often happening in life. And you just it's like you live beside each other but not with each other. So I had a friend, she was a midwife, and she was often also doing some couple therapy, and it was really like, seduce your husband again, or for him, invite her to a very beautiful place for dinner, and or things like that. You have to do that to keep a relationship exciting. Or for example, in a case from an older couple, like for example, to bring life again, like she had a problem with her leg and had a hard time to walk, and so he took her swimming. And she realized that when he took her swimming, that in the water she can move much better. So they went into some kind of aqua therapy or whatever. They were throwing balls and, things like that. And so that gave her another way to express herself in movement. And the interesting thing is her problem improved and she could walk better afterwards again. Think about it, what you could do to make your partner happy, like you did when you were still in love, and then, maybe date in the beginning or try to gain the sympathy of the other person.
So each relationship will have their unique style. So they have to find their own. But the main point is that they need to, it's for learning.
Yes. And evolution, it's about to evolve. Like when they said we have the whole family with everybody, then it's like nobody's really 100% just responsible for one thing. Is when you are in a partnership with only one person, you are 100% responsible for whatever you do in this relationship, because not others are really involved. And this is a lot more difficult than when you have 10 people around you, and you can choose the moment, the interaction with another person. If you have one person there, that will force you, but if you want to make it work, to be honest. And I think honesty is something which is very, very important in our time here. Courage, honesty, and not just, look away and get angry within yourself and ruin the partnership.
I would have some relationship, maybe some friends.
Yes.
Who I would like, it's like the energy is attracted to each other.
Yes.
Same gender, but is the energy of, kind of envy or jealous or,
competitive.
Yeah.
Competitive,
It's like negative drawn. So those are the lesson to learn as well.
Yes. Everybody who is in our life. My teacher did lesson at that time. He said, you are in a mirror cabinet. Everybody around you is a mirror, and throw back something which is in you. So if you hate something, it is something that is within you that you hate. When you love something, that is within you that you love it. So it does not matter if it's a person that just show up in your life, but this is easier because you don't have to be around that person all the time. So partnership is the ultimate way that you can progress within a partnership to learn tolerance and balance. Now see, for example, also when you look at say a monk, for example, is in the temple with a whole other group of monks and they do their meditation and everything. They are not challenged and confronted with the outside world. They are challenged and confronted with the inside world. But it needs a certain maturity to be there. So if somebody just go in a temple and doesn't care anymore, and I get my food every day, I go and do my chanting and my everything, then this is not the path to enlightenment. This is an avoidance of life, an avoidance of challenge. But if a person is very mature, went through partnership, through family, so this is also better, like in certain other traditions, that people go in the temple or in a kind of a monk situation when they're older to kind of learn to face the demons within. But I see many that are in temples that are just running away from problems.
It's true.
think next question is from Navasit. He asked about something.
So this is a simple, but I read some article, but they said about the twin soul. So yeah, what is a twin soul and how it's related to the partnership? So it means that like the couple can be like the twin soul.
This is something that is nearly a little bit modern to throw around with twin souls and you know, soulmate and stuff like that. Generally, when you are here in a physical body, like I'm here as a woman, that means that my twin, my mirror, my other side is male, it's still up there. Because I come in here in this lifetime and take more or less my female energy with me. And in this sense, I don't really believe that when it cannot be from the same soul, but we have also we have children like that are twin, physical twin from one what do you call it? From one egg, you know, the twin from one egg is also that your soul might there be another personality that comes down here from your own soul. Because remember, in the astrology book, there is the soul, and then we have all these little personalities. So if there is another personality from the same soul, and it comes and meet you, then you feel that very, very, very strong bond and that coming together. And this is a call. Sometimes people do incarnate like that with a kind of a twin soul from the same soul, but the two different personalities to help each other, to support each other. But I don't think this is very often, because I don't really know many people who have met a twin soul. I have met something similar, but I definitely know that's not the twin soul, but that is a soul that, for example, as you said, in a karmic situation, we have been together many lifetimes in a positive way. So if you meet a person like that, of course, it feels very familiar. You feel very strong connected to that person. But in this situation, he had his own unfinished business, and I had my own unfinished business, so we could not stay together. So it was not working out. And I think especially now in this time, with this shifting energies, with this movement in another age, that not many twin souls like that come together, because I was told if you would be together with that guy, you wouldn't do your job. You would just be happy, happy, happy and enjoy life and whatever. And you wouldn't want to do the job that you came for. So twin souls always imagine that we have ways of expressing something with language. And this language defines something. But I feel that in reality, it is more. That at the moment we define something like that, we limit it. We put it in a frame and we narrow it down. So I believe that we have more than one twin soul or twin flame. There are several soul personality from the same soul or from a very close soul that feel that way. And I think it's not our goal to strive to be together with what we call a twin flame or a twin soul. It should be our goal to evolve as good as we can to move on in our evolution. And the moment we move in a higher dimension, you will see that also the partnerships will be definitely much more harmonious, because this negative 3D energy, that emotional control energy, will be gone. And then you will have much, much more evolved partnerships too.
Uh-huh. I see.
When you, sorry, when you read about all this twin flame, twin soul, whatever, you can also see that different people have different opinions.
Yeah.
So again, don't limit yourself. I also would like to be happy with my whatever soul, twin flame or whatever it is, and just be there and have fun, you know. But in the moment, as it looks like, I have incarnated here for a challenge and to help myself and everybody around me to move on in the evolution. And it is like this, you know, every time when you are a teacher, when you teach somebody else, that person must be near you, otherwise you would not be able to teach or understand. There cannot be a too big difference, because we can say actually only a master recognizes a master. So when you are coming to a master to teach you, and master of anything, it doesn't matter what, I'm not just enlightenment, it can be a master hair cutter or whatever, you need to have already certain skill to be close, that you even understand the teaching of that master. So in a relationship, you're also somewhere close to teach each other, otherwise you would not even recognize each other as potential partners. And then maybe he is mastering this and she is mastering that, but he has flaws here and she has flaws there. So it is like together we can come together slowly. And that's what I mean when we come to the balance in relationship. And I believe that at one point when you have this attachment, we have Mercury retrograde. Sometimes it's so difficult to find words. That we have this affinity for each other. There must be some kind of previous agreement that we are together because we can teach each other. So each of you is master on one level to teach the other, to help the other to move forward. And only if you can accept that and work with each other with absolute honesty, then it works. And then it doesn't matter really what kind of twin flame or not twin flame this other partner is, because love is there. And once love is really kind of blooming like a flower moving on, and you're inside of this love energy, you don't have to question if this is a twin soul or twin flame or whatever, because you are willing to do the work for your personal evolution. But I know that there will be probably some people when I say that scream out there, yeah, you don't get it, it's different. But it's all about what we attract. You know, what we attract is what we don't have. And what we don't have, what we have chosen to learn.
Okay.
And all that matters is the energy of love. And when the energy of love comes out of it, you can be tolerant and you can move into balance. So look at it as this kind of challenge that you have chosen, this challenge But if you come to a point where you say, okay, I cannot go further because I'm not ready, then you have to go. Then you have to separate. It's easier then to separate in good terms than to get so angry that you kind of beat each other up, you know, all this angry divorces. So much wasted energy, you know. And this is all about also false beliefs and dogma and stuff like that. So don't do that to each other in any partnership and friendship too, you know. But any friendship is not that close as a partnership, and in that way it's easier to move on and to let go of people. And especially now in this, you know, kind of when everything is kind of splitting with those who had the jab and not the jab and so on, you know, it's a real separation in the moment that you move on in consciousness, and it's up to you where you want to go. It's your personal choice.
And what about those who are still single and don't have the partnership at the moment? So is
you know, this is a choice. You don't have to. But if you choose to have a partnership to grow faster, then that's good. But you can also have other partners, or for example, certain people come here as volunteer to teach certain things, or to go in a temple to hold the energy for the world, and their topic is not partnership. And you can see that also in their horoscope. They are really people here, they don't have a partnership topic. Or you can see people in a chart when you go and look in the progression that the partnership topic is over. And this is when it's better to separate, because you just drive each other crazy. And you can, but then you can stay friends. You can, for example, still work together or still do things together outside of an intimate partnership. I think it's really all about balance and tolerance, and then it is about the energy of love. And we can say within the energy of love we have peace, so we are at peace with our partner. We tolerate the partner the way he or she is without trying to change them. So this is all within that energy of loving somebody.
Clear.
I think that's all the question for now.
Yeah, see, when I was doing the reading, we have Mercury in Virgo retrograde, and this is like, you know, Virgo is the harvest, so that means we have planted seeds before. So it is a time that we can look at that topic of partnership. What is the harvest within that partnership? What have I understood and what not? And then you can very clearly work with your partner and say, look, this topic, it's just I have not yet understood that. So let's talk about it and let's do something about it. It's a perfect time to harmonize ourselves in the fastest way into a higher energy.
Oh. Surprise.
Surprise, yes, exactly. Okay, so that's it. Thank you for the question, really good one. And everybody who listened, thank you for listening to our talk. And if you like it, please give us a thumbs up and share. And we'll see you next time when we have a new question. Thank you, everybody.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Thank you so much.
Bye.